Okay, we're back. This is our third installment. Now, if you remember from the second installment, all my organs were out. That was the waiting game. That was
forever.
40 days. Remember, we had to dry everything out. So you put all that. You remember what that stuff was called? It was like salt. Remember, natron.
They got it.
Okay, good job. We put that in, and that helped dry everything out. We put sawdust and rags so that my belly didn't look all okay. Yes. Then we went through and put the mud. Yeah, that was fun, Mrs. Etter. To plump it up so I looked like a human again. And then we had to fix my face. So we put the onions as my eyes, and then we put that lovely...
What did you do with your hair?
I don't know where my hair went. It was so good I didn't want to lose it.
Your hair she magically lost.
So that I looked a little bit more like myself and not like a scary, dried out piece of shoe.
No, I know what you're thinking. This already took about 45 days, and you're thinking, Miss Etter, you seriously haven't even made her look like a mummy. And you're right. When you think of mummies, we're thinking white, wrapped in linen. So we are finally to that point.
Yes, very excited.
I know, you're excited. This one's got lots of fun stuff for you. Now, this actually took 15 days, not going to lie. It took me 15 days. It's going to take me 15 whole days, so I maybe out of class a little bit here.
Yeah.
And I am wrapping her from head to toe, and I bet you're not going to guess how many wrappings or how many layers I'm going to put of linen on her. I'm going to tell you this. People, the pharaohs, would start saving for a whole entire lifetime because it takes a lot of wrapping.
5.
Nope, not 5. We're doing 15 days I'm going to be wrapping here. We are doing an estimated about 20 layers of linen that they would put on you. Imagine, I know, 20 layers. Imagine like...
I'm going to be like ginormous.
It's like putting 20 t-shirts on. Put 20 t-shirts on and imagine that. That's what I'm about ready to do to her.
Oh, boy.
So the first thing that they would do is they'd bring out their linens. And yes, they've been saving.
And I've been saving, don't worry, because I thought this day might come. So I've been saving.
So I have a pile of linens. Now, typically, they would start in one location and work their way down and then come right back up and then go right back down. So they would literally start wrapping.
Of course, she starts with my head.
We're going to
She doesn't start with my feet.
We're going to cover that section up.
Why would she do that?
That section up. Now, they would literally, can you imagine how time-consuming this is? Eli, it's okay. I'm just turning your mom into a mummy. Now, can you imagine Eli's over here? I know you can't see him really. But I am going to turn her into a mummy.
Yeah, that's
important. Literally, can you imagine? I already can't imagine having to do this for 15 days straight.
Well, think about it. Think how long this has taken. And this is one layer. And we're not even done.
And this is going to be like professionally wrapped. This is like going fast as I possibly could
20 layers.
Go. Now, what they would do is, as they're wrapping, they would hide these jewels inside of here.
Oh, this is important. Because, you know, I have a lot of jewels.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because she's the pharaoh, so obviously she has a lot. So they would take these fancy jewels that they had, and they would start wrapping them also inside the linens and hiding them. Now, I know what you're thinking. Let's unwrap her and steal her jewels, but we so cannot unwrap her and steal her jewels. As they're putting this together, you obviously want this to stick. So it's just glue.
Yeah.
Mud, glue. You want this to stick, so they would glue this all together, so it stuck nice together.
I'm pretty sure they didn't use Elmer's glue, though, okay? It was more like a resin. It's like that stuff that, have you ever, when you go Christmas tree, like at the inside of a Christmas tree, you get that stuff that's kind of stuck, that sap. Yeah, that's what it was more like,
So basically,
for
real quick purposes, because I know you do not want to sit here for 15
days. No.
Real quick purposes, they would wrap her up in all this linen 20 times. Now, I have a special surprise for you.
Yes.
Look.
Oh.
And this is what she would look like.
Okay, I look like Night of the Living Dead. But it's really a mummy.
It's a mummy.
See? It's a mummy.
Mummy, yes.
Mummy.
Nikolai, she looks like a mummy. Yes. Your mom looks like a mummy.
The face is hideous. Hey, Mom.
Now, what they would do is, once they had this done, and they added all that fancy stuff, they have her wrapped. The next thing they have to do is, if you have a face looking at this, seriously, remember this face? How is her spirit going to find you?
No, I don't look like
her. Not going to find you whatsoever. Now, before they could do the spirit, before you can worry about the spirit, what they're going to do is they're going to wrap her up nice and tightly. So they wrap, which by the way, I know this looks loose. It would be tight because I've done 20 layers and so forth.
Yeah.
But what they're going to do is they would take one good final wrapping.
I'm
and
a little
I will
nervous
leave
about...
your face out.
Okay.
And they would wrap her up, and they would take something strong. In my case, I'm using belts. Back then, they would use ropes or some sort of material like that. And they would wrap her nice and tight. Is that too tight? Woo!
No,
Breathe, breathe.
yeah.
They would wrap her nice and tight, and they would put these at all different locations, pumpkins, okay? So they would wrap her.
I think Miss Bella's having too much fun with this.
I know, just look at her, seriously, I can do some major torture. They would put this all over so it looks something like this, so that she's wrapped up nice and tight.
Hey, we gotta do something about my face, though.
Okay, yes, your face is scaring me,
Yeah.
too. Okay, now her face is scary, as many of you know. And you gotta worry about your spirit finding you.
Yeah,
so
that's
the next
important.
step that they would do is they would actually paint a portrait of your face,
Oh,
and that's what they
good.
would put on top, or else your spirit's not going to find you.
But you're not a very good artist.
I am.
She's not a good
You
artist.
guys have seen my
I
artwork
know.
previously before, so I got my paint
Oh,
here.
good. Okay.
I got my paint here. I bought my brush here.
Okay, good.
So she's. Give me a second.
Okay.
Pause. Give me a second.
Oh, okay. This is gonna be good.
This is looking totally. It's
Does it look
gotta
like
be
me?
better than what you look like right now.
Yeah,
so
but
don't
still.
You.
Okay.
I'm gonna put some jewels on you. Is that okay?
Okay, yeah.
You like jewelry, so jewels.
Yes. I like jewels. Oh, I can't wait to see what I'm gonna look
Oh,
like.
guys, this is looking good. Don't you worry.
Woo. Okay.
You guys gonna give me your honest opinion of what you think of my artwork?
Yeah. Oh, honest. We'll be honest.
Let
Yes.
me come so close to the screen for this one. Honest opinion.
Okay.
Look at that drawing. I did that. That's not even funny. Look at that,
No.
guys. Now, her spirit will obviously recognize her
totally
because
looks like me.
his looks like Pharaoh Tagoulis. I know you guys agree. So what you would do is you would lay it down on top of her little mask, and then her spirit would be able to find her during the evening time. That's exactly where we're at. Now we're going to pause here again. I'll be back in just a second. You're almost done. One more video.